Alright, so this is the beginning of the video. Hi everyone. I want to go over all the stuff you need to know with Takuma. Need to know. Takuma has the shortest hop of the game. He hops shorter than everyone. It's great. He has probably one of the best hopping offenses in the game because of this. So does Mr. Karate, but I digress. As far as his jumping normals go, you want to be using jumping hard kick if you're jumping in on a grounded opponent most of the time. Jumping hard kick can cross up pretty well, and because of the downward angle, it's best for jumping in with, okay? Now, jumping CD is going to be your best air-to-air move, and if you time it late enough, it's also really good air-to-ground. So as you can see, you can time that really late to get it low to the ground, so there's no one in the game that can avoid your hop CD if you time it right. Okay? Now, your goal with Takuma, your general goal, is to establish close range and mix up. That's your general goal. Sounds kind of generic, but here's the idea. Takuma has a command grab move, half circle back kick. Okay, half circle back light kick, goes to the front, half circle back hard kick, switches positions. When you land this command grab, you're plus a lot. So this is very similar to Makoto's Karakusa in Street Fighter 3 and 4. You get a full combo if you land this. Not only do you get a full combo, but the command grab doesn't count as a hit. It is an unscaled combo. Okay, notice that close hard punch didn't count as the second hit of a combo. So you get a full unscaled combo if your opponent is blocking for too long, which is great. The EX command grab has invincibility on startup, and you recover very fast. So much so, notice that the computer is set to guarding everything that is possible. If you do it right, on an EX grab you can actually add a jump in into the combo. Yes, Angel, even if you drive cancel into it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, his other special moves are designed to assist him in the longer range and in the shorter range game to augment his strategy. He's got a fireball. Light fireball, fierce fireball. Light is slow, fierce is fast. EX isn't so much a fireball as it just sort of puts a hitbox on top of them. It doesn't really travel. It's possible to avoid this fireball. They could roll. I believe in one case I've actually ran past it with a super fast character. It costs a bar. It's an interesting trick, but for the most part you want to conserve meter with Takuma, and I'll get to why in a second. Using this fireball, because it's rather fat, a lot of characters have trouble hopping over this. A lot of characters will have to full jump. If your opponent starts to full jump at you too much, hey, hyper hop CD, great anti-air, great way to establish that offense again, okay? But this fireball, notice, I'm going to hold up right now, notice when I recover. I don't recover on the light fireball until it's all the way over there. Takuma can't follow his fireball in, like say King or Andy or Mature. He has to, like he can only use it to annoy and to zone. He cannot use it to start an offense, okay? So just keep that in mind, you won't be doing any rush down with your fireballs. Don't throw too many, fireballs have a lot of risk in KOF. But if you're at full screen, there's really not a whole lot you could do. Might as well build a bar if they block it. Notice that you actually don't build any meter when I throw this. Nothing. When he blocks it, you build it. Nothing. When he blocks it, you build it. Whereas a lot of other specials, you build a meter as soon as you do it, then you build additional meter if it makes contact. So that special move I just did, by the way, Zanrutsuken. It's a decent meter builder because it recovers really fast. The light and the hard version are identical as far as I know. They both start up the same, they both have the same combo. I could be wrong, somebody correct me. What's good about this move is it's a really good combo ender, especially when you have drive meter. If you can get a combo, drive cancel to command grab, and whoops, silly me. You drive cancel to command grab, and continue the hurt. Now, the EX version of this has a special property. It has anywhere juggle. And by anywhere juggle, what I'm referring to is the fact that if your opponent is in the air in any shape or form, you know how when you hit them in the air, they backflip and they're invincible until they hit the ground? Well, Moves that have anywhere juggle override this. If you have a move that has anywhere juggle, you can hit someone anytime they're in the air. Jumping CD is a really good use for this, because jumping CD causes a knockdown, and you're not able to hit them again while they're in the air, right? Boom, can't hit him. Can't hit him. Well, do this instead. And then go to town with your combo of choice. Let's see. You could even do it off a crouching hard kick if you're feeling really, really frisky. Let's see. What else? What else? Hien Shippu Kyaku. Charge move. Hold down back, hit forward and a kick. Okay, now, the light version travels about half screen. The fierce version travels about 80% of the screen before you come to the ground. The hard kick version is your primary combo tool. You have to learn how to do this after a ground string. But using the fierce hien into the 2 light hiens is going to be your bread and butter corner combo. That doesn't work. But mid-screen, if you get a combo that involves close C into forward B, you always want to go into the hien kick, into a super, or then into other options. But I'll cover that a little more in depth in a moment. The D hien kick is unsafe on block. The light hien kick is also unsafe on block. 99% of the characters in the game can punish it, no matter where you make them block this. Okay, even if you make them block just the tip, most characters will be able to punish it. The hien kicks are decent as a surprise poke, mostly the light. However, they're the light and the hard. God damn it. The light and the hard are both unsafe, so you don't want to be too generous with them. If you want to attack someone that's far away, either run forward and then hop CD or whatever, or throw a fireball. Don't take too much risk with that. Now, the EX hien kick causes a higher launch that you can use for different combos. Oops, missed it. So you could oh, I'm dropping everything today. You can add one of his other special moves to the EX kick. The EX kick, more or less, it just has great utility in combos. Also on block, it's semi-safe. I believe it's -2 on block. Let me check that really fast. Where you at, Takuma? There you are. Down, back, forward, BD. Yeah, it's only -2 on block. So it's actually, it can be safe. If they have a 1-frame command grab, it won't be. But you can sort of throw this out. But again, conserving meter is important with Takuma. Only one other special move, and that's quarter forward, light kick, and hard kick. Okay. What this is a stationary attack. This is not a fireball that moves forward. Okay. It's just an attack in front of him at about his shoulder height. The light kick one can be used in combos. Okay. One hit guard, just make sure this works. Okay, so you can use that like as a safe way to push someone away instead of, say, going into a fireball, which is a little slower. You could go to the quarter forward light kick. It'll combo, and it's a little faster than a regular fireball. Now the quarter forward hard kick has armor on it, and I want to demonstrate this. Whoops! There we go. Oh, too early. Let's try again. Oh. I'm cutting this out. I'm cutting this out of the video. It'd be great. Bam! There it is. Okay. So there is a timing. There's a particular amount of time in the middle of quarter forward hard kick that has armor on his upper body. You can use this sort of as a preemptive anti-air, and if they jump into that armor, the fireball will come out. Now, it's not guaranteed to hit, but it's an interesting anti-air strategy that you can use. Now, when this hits, Takuma automatically dashes forward. No inputs required. On block, he does not dash. Okay. So, what is that dash useful for? Couple things. Number one, you can combo into this easily with your C forward B string. Command grab mix up. If they're sitting there blocking, you could reset the combo, go into a full damage combo there. Second, and this is important if you want to be a really good Takuma, you can link. You can link a crouching light punch after quarter forward hard kick. And Takuma has a ridiculous amount of damage potential if you're actually able to pull this off. In fact, with just 2 bars and 2 drives, Takuma can actually stun an opponent from a close hard punch if you finish that combo. Doing that link, this link right here, that is only possible on 1/60th of a second. It's a 1-frame link. That is what separates the good Takumas from the great Takumas, and it's something you can practice if you want. And even if you can't do it, you can still do other options off of the quarter forward hard kick on hit. Now, the EX version of this causes a crumple on hit. A crumple that allows you to do a combo. Now, you can't run up to them and do like a full combo. They will air reset if you hit them with a normal. So what you want to do with this, more or less, is just super. Unless you were to say hit them in the corner and go for an anywhere juggle, something like this. Whoops, not even like that. This is just an idea. You could go into that if you wanted, but it's kind of slow on startup, so it's difficult to get it to work like that. Let's see. You cannot combo into it, as far as I'm aware. So it's not really that useful. And no, you cannot use a command grab there either. They're not in the throwable state. Ah. Nah, not possible. Okay, now, you might say, well, it's slow on startup and I get a crumple, sure, but it costs a bar and there's no guarantee it'll hit, so why would I use it? I'll tell you why. Look at Ralph's guard meter. Did you all see that? It's kind of tough to see. This move removes about 40% of Ralph's guard gauge. Okay, on block. So, if your opponent is being overly defensive, go to town with quarter circle forward EX. Okay, go to town. This is a useful thing that a lot of Takumas don't utilize. This is one of the few things I would say it's okay to waste the bar on. If you're just going to spend a bar, I would rather it be this than, say, an EX Fireball or something else. Okay? It is a useful move for that purpose. It works if they're too defensive, but keep in mind, because of the very slow startup on it, because of the slow startup, it's not, it won't be very good against people who are fidgeting and rolling all the time. You need to make them block so that they take that and they lose half their guard gauge. It's a really good thing to use for guard pressure. Let's see. So I've covered all of his special moves, their strengths, and what the EX versions are for. Now, let's move on. Oh, one more thing. EX Command Grab is invincible on startup, so you can use that if someone knocks you down. You can use the EX Grab to try to grab through their pressure. Kasher and I covered that. You must have just got here. Now, he has a Super Fireball. Shikuken. Forward, half forward punch. Now, the thing about this, the hard punch version travels really fast. The light punch version, really slow. It's not so much a mix-up, but if someone is throwing fireballs at you, if you get into a fireball war, this will probably go through it, destroy it, and get you a nice chunky amount of damage. However, Takuma is the only character in the game with a super fireball, with an EX Fireball Super. If you hit 2 punches, he throws 3 of the fast ones at you, and this does about 300 or so damage. A little over 350, actually. 360, look at that. It's really, really good. Takuma probably has a better capability than most to blow someone up for throwing fireballs at him. However, this costs 2 bars for 360. Why is that bad? Well, let me show you his other super. This super, the Ramuh Super, you've no doubt seen it if you're interested in the character. It does 240 damage like if you just do it by itself. But the last hit of that super always does 100. Always. It does 240 in that case. Now watch this combo. Watch the Ramuh. Look at the last hit. Always does 100. When you throw this on the end of a combo, it does in total about 150, 160 damage. I gotta do some math. But most level 1 supers don't add 160 damage onto any combo. Most level 1 supers, if you throw them on the end of like a 90 hit combo, it'll only do 60 or 70 damage or something. This super always does about 150, even if you throw it at the end of things. This is the primary use for Takuma's meter, because anytime you land any hit whatsoever, you can go into the super. Any normal, any command grab, anything that you land with Takuma, you can always get this super. And because of this, and because of the fact that his super does so much damage no matter how much it scales, this is what makes Takuma one of the best damage characters in the game. For 1 bar, Takuma can practically kill you with HD. I will show you that combo in a moment though, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Now, when it comes to the Ramuh Super, the Light Punch version is very fast on startup, however it has no invincibility whatsoever. Let me demonstrate. Let me re-record that. Wait, not center. Get out. Get out of there. There we go. Ow! Light Ramuh gets beaten all the time. It has no invincibility on it on startup, but it is very fast. It is useful in many combos, and that's the way you're usually going to use the Ramuh. The Hard Punch Ramuh has a slower startup, but is fully invincible. The Fierce Punch Ramuh is a little hesitation, a little extra. I don't know the number, maybe say 4 or 5 frames. But that little bit of hesitation is fully invincible, and it allows this to be a decent anti-air as well. If that was a light Ramuh, it would have lost or probably traded, okay? So Fierce Ramuh has anti-air purposes, does the same damage by the way, does the same damage as the light Ramuh, is a decent anti-air, and is also your only other wake-up move. Takuma's, well, he has a third, I'll get to that in a second. Fierce Ramuh and EX Command Grab are both kind of slow on startup, but those are the only wake-up moves you have as Takuma. That is one of his weaknesses, okay? In addition to having a fireball that he can't follow in, both of his wake-ups are kind of slow. So with that in mind, Takuma is a little weak on defense, and he doesn't have much full-screen presence. Those are the weaknesses of Takuma. But what you gain is a character with enormous damage output, a very, very short hop, and a very simple close-range offense that pays off more for you than it does for other characters in the game. He's also got a great cross-up, and normal throw is untechable. Passive move here, if you're not aware, passive move turns on the quick roll. If you normal throw, they cannot use the passive move. And you can do things off of that normal throw. You can set up mix-ups, cross-ups, and anything you want. Now, what was that move I just did? That was his Neomax. The Neomax, let me explain how this works. He comes straight up. This is, for all intents and purposes, an uppercut. If this uppercut lands on the way up, or even if it doesn't land on the way up, and you just land on the way down, it does 450 damage. Now, it's very cool looking, and it's a lot of damage. But it costs 3 bars on both drives. If you're in HD, it's going to cost all your drive, and it's going to cost 2 bars as well. It's useful as an anti-air if you've screwed up your HD combo and you have 2 bars, and someone's dumb enough to jump at you, then sure, go ahead and let that Neomax out. It's free damage. Takuma doesn't have an uppercut per se, but this Neomax functions as one, although it's a very costly one. If they do jump in at you and you have 3 bars in both drives and you really want to kill them, let it fly. That's fine. Now, what you do need to know about it is It's not an overhead. Okay? If they block this, you are screwed. And they can block it. Okay? It doesn't really matter where they are on the screen. As soon as you do this, you will come down on them. It homes in on your opponent. They could either roll at the moment that you come down to avoid the chip, or they just block it and then punish it. It's terrible on block. It's pretty terrible to throw out. Unless you catch someone jumping in and you react with that uppercut, it's not terribly useful. And it costs a lot of meter, and Takuma really wants to spend his bars on Ramuh. And this in the situations where he can land them. Those are the moves you're going to be using the most. Mostly Ramuh, and mostly EX Zanretsuken. Zanretsuken, that's how you pronounce it. It's awesome. Alright, those are the moves you're going to want to use, save your meter for, because those are the moves that get you the most damage potential for the least amount of effort. Now, that's all of his special moves. That's all of his properties. And that's pretty much all you need to know to play Takuma, or to start formulating strategies. Now, I will show you some basic combos that you can use with him as well. Say you land a crouching light kick. You can go into the Zanretsuken. And this is an untakeable knockdown, so you can set up cross-ups and other mix-ups. Okay? That's one thing. Keep in mind, you don't have to use the same string all the time. Even if you use a low jab, this will still work. Also keep in mind, if you have a drive cancel, you could totally go to the command grab into your bread and butter combos. Okay? That's a good thing to do. Now, this will be the tough part for a lot of you. A lot of people have trouble with this, and I'll explain this as I go about it. Hard punch into forward light kick is his basic 2-hit string that he'll be using most of the time. It's great after a cross-up. It's also what you want to do after you land a command grab. What this string gives you time to do is to charge. This is forward light kick, but you have to combo to the charge move. Okay? So, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind as you're doing this so that you have enough time to charge. Number one, you do not have to wait for the hard punch to connect to do the forward light kick. Listen to my buttons. Can you hear my buttons? Ba-boom. Ba-boom. It's not Street Fighter. Don't do this. That's too slow. Don't do that. By hitting forward light kick earlier, you will give yourself more time to charge. Okay? That is number one. Number two, the forward light kick itself has a lot of cancelable frames. You don't have to cancel it the moment it makes contact. You don't have to do what I just did. You don't have to cancel it the moment it makes contact. You can delay it a little bit. It's tough to see, but I hope you did see it there. You can delay it. Again, as soon as possible. Delayed. Okay? There is a slight delay there. That slight delay is a couple of frames. But that might be the amount of time you need to charge that down back. And keep in mind, charge moves in KOF only take 30 frames, 30, to charge. That is exactly half a second. So, it doesn't take very long to charge. Hitting the forward light kick early, and understanding that the forward light kick has many cancelable frames instead of just the first one, will give you the time you need to actually finish this. So this is a bread and butter combo for Takuma. What do you do when it hits? Well, if you're mid-screen, just super. Good damage, and you knock them down. If they are somewhere near the corner, let's say they're within half screen here. Let's put him right in the middle of the stage. Ralph is right in the middle of this full stage here. In this case, you can go to a corner combo. Well, not that pixel. Ugh. Yeah. Mofo. Okay. If you combo them to the corner with the hard hien kick, you can do 2 more light charge kicks. I did that the wrong way. Okay. You can use the animations of the charge kicks to charge the next kick. Okay? And if you combo them to the corner, you can combo into that Ramuh. Now, in both of these cases, you combo into the super. You might have noticed after the super is over that you send the opponent away full screen. Look at that. They are full screen. It's a good corner carry, obviously, but you might say, well, they're full screen now. How do I get back in? Well, actually, This also causes an untechable knockdown. Remember, the passive move is on. If it is possible for Rolf to get up quickly, he will. And so, notice what happens on this super. You actually have time to get back in their face by whiffing the hard kick, charge kick. Okay, so when you land this super, your offense isn't over with the hard kick version of the Hien kick, unless you would prefer to be on defense. And then get in there, go on offense again. Using this super, you can always maintain offense. It's a great combo ender for that purpose, and it does way better damage than most level 1 supers, pre and post scaling. So that covers the super basics. If you land a normal throw, you can go into cross up. You have crouch speed pressure and mix-ups. Use command grab if they block too much. Use the cross up like if they block too much as well. Like, you have plenty of options with Takuma for a basic, effective offense. But the key word is basic. You have to be good at the fundamentals. You have to be good at understanding when they might want to stop blocking and how to interrupt that. Because Takuma doesn't have an invincible uppercut to power through things. Takuma doesn't have a fireball that he can follow in against overly defensive players. A Takuma player must be good at the close range offense and at the game theory to be able to get that offense to actually pay off when he needs it. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to cover? Let's see. I will leave you with his HD combo. As far as hyperdrive goes with Takuma, guess what? There's only one combo you need to know. Just one. There are variants on it for high level play, but I won't bother you with those. If you land C forward B, or even if you land this, even if you land that, the combo you do with Takuma is the same no matter where you are on the screen. That did 890 damage, and it cost 1 bar. 1. Uno. 1. 1 bar. Most characters have to spend 2 or 3 for that. This is one of the major reasons to play Takuma. Now, granted, this started off of a close hard punch. What if we start off a crouching light kick? Well, still pretty good. Oh, darn it, I forgot about that. Depending on spacing, it is possible for that to miss, so you do need to be a little bit closer depending on how you start your HD. That could be something I'm wrong on, feel free to correct. But this HD is a little finicky depending on spacing. But as long as they're somewhere within half screen, it will always work no matter how you start it. Let's go ahead and do it this way. Even if you start from a crouching light kick, this still does 800 damage for 1 bar. It is an excellent, excellent HD combo, and you can use the same combo for pretty much every section of the screen. You don't really need much else other than that. I've gone over bread and butter combos, I've gone over HD combos, I've gone over his special moves, what they're for, what the EX versions do, supers, Neomax, and invincibilities. Oh wait, one more thing. One more thing. Okay, Neomax is invincible. I forgot to test that. Yeah, but Neomax is invincible. So you can wake up with that too if you were feeling really, really risky. But that about covers it. That's Takuma.